Hi, welcome back to my channel, or a very warm welcome if you're new here. My name is Sophie, and in today's video we're going to be picking my June TBR. And I know I say it every month, but I can't work out how we are going into June. That just blows my mind, and we're now in summer. So for June, I've decided to participate in the Tarot Readathon, and this is a readathon that was set up by Noelle at Noelle Sunday and Deja at Deja's Book World. So I will leave links to all of their videos with the announcements if you want to check it out and participate. So it's basically a readathon where you use tarot cards to choose the books you're reading. So each tarot card has an associated prompt. So for the readathon, you get to choose a team. So there's 4 teams for the 4 suits in the minor arcana. So we have Cups, Wands, Swords and Pentacles. So I am going to be joining Team Pentacles, as Pentacles represents the earth elements in tarot, and as a Taurian I am an earth star sign. So it's a perfect match. I'm not going to go into all the rules of the readathon as there are quite a lot. And there is also a 3-card spread that you can do, but I think I'm just going to keep it very simple as it's the first time I've done this readathon. So I'll keep it simple and just pick several tarot cards and then choose books that fit those prompts. So I have all of the prompts in front of me. I also have my deck of tarot cards, and I am going to be using the FairyLoot tarot cards. So each month in the YA box they send 2 tarot cards which match the book of the month, and over time you gradually collect a deck, and I have managed to complete one here. So these are very pretty with lots of bookish characters on, so I thought it was a perfect time to use this deck. And then in terms of the books I'm going to be picking from, I'm actually going to be using this TBR cart, and I have stocked it up with all of the books from my reading challenges for this year. So we have the 26 books to read in 2026. I've got the Our Fantasy Bingo and my Self-Destructing Books, and then just another couple of books that I'm really excited to read, so want to prioritise. And yeah, I do really need to make more progress with my reading challenges as we are now going into June. I do, however, think I am going to make sure that the TBR is a little bit shorter this month. I have picked quite a lot of books over the last few months, and I've also read quite a lot of books, and I'm starting to feel like I potentially could get a little bit burnt out if I keep reading so many books. So I'm going to try to limit it a bit more and try to pick books that I'm really genuinely excited to read. So let's get started and find out what I'm going to be reading for the Tarot Readathon. And I would just like to say that this is not a traditional deck of cards, so the suits are a little bit different. So I have matched them to the Cups, Wands, Swords and Pentacles. So just briefly, Cups is moons in this deck, Wands is planets, Swords is stars, and Pentacles is suns. And I'm probably going to confuse myself and forget those, but I've got them written down here in case. So let's start by shuffling. And then I think I'm just going to take the one off the top. So that's this one here. So this is Strength. So this is one of the major arcana. So let's have a look at the prompt for that. So that is: read a book that features animals in the plot, on the cover, an animal companion, etc. So let's have a look on the cart what we've got. So I do have quite a lot with animals on them. So I have Ghostly here, which has a cat on it. The Starless Sea, which has a bee on it. What else? Bride, I think. So yeah, Bride, which has a wolf on it. We've got A Beast Slinks Towards Beijing, which has a rat on it. What else? Oh, actually, I might go for this one. This one also is an animal. So this one has a moth on it, and this is the Gravewood by Kelly Andrew. So do I want to do that? Or there is The Witch and the Wolf by Lindsey Kelk, which I was meant to read in May, but didn't manage it. So actually, do you know what? I'm going to go for The Witch and the Wolf, as I was really excited to pick this one up and I didn't manage it. And it has an animal on the cover, an animal in the title, and it also has a bee on it. So it has several animals on the cover. So let's go for this one for strength. So I'm going to put that one back in the deck so it does have another opportunity to come up. So let's pick book number 2. So again, picking from the top, we have this one here. And this is the King of Moons. So Moons, was that Pentacles, I think? No, Pentacles is Suns. Moons is Cups. So this is the King of Cups. Read a book featuring guidance or mentorship. So, I'm not sure what I have on here which could feature guidance or mentorship. Let's have a quick look. So I'm not sure if it's cheating or not, but the Margaret Atwood autobiography, that one I'm assuming does feature some kind of guidance or mentorship, as I'm sure she's probably going to give some insight into her life and give a little bit of guidance. So maybe we could use Book of Lives by Margaret Atwood, which is one I'm really excited to get to and haven't made it yet. So there's that one. Guidance or mentorship. Yeah, I'm not really sure if any of the others are going to fit this prompt. We could use the Healing Season of Pottery. That one might have guidance. But yeah, I can't be sure if it does. So I think actually I am just going to pick Book of Lives by Margaret Atwood, as yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. So let's pick this one. So let's put that one back in the deck. And let's pick book number 3. Oh, one actually fell out, so let's use this one. So that's the one that fell out the deck. And this is the 10 of Stars. So stars are swords. So the 10 of Swords is read a book that has a death in the synopsis. Okay, so does the Gravewood have a death in the synopsis? Let's have a look. Love is the deadliest bargain, so it's got deadliest in it. But let's have a look. I don't think it actually has, no, it doesn't have death in the synopsis. So what else could have death in the synopsis? I mean, this one is called All the Dead Lie Down. So that could be a contender, by Kiri Macaulay. I think, is this one got death in it? No, that one doesn't. I'm pretty sure Japanese Gothic might have that. And there is a body, so somebody has died, so it must have death in it, but I don't know if it actually mentions death, so maybe not that one either. But actually, All the Dead Lie Down, is that actually got a death in the synopsis? Yeah, so we've got dead birds in this, so that one works as a death in the synopsis. But yeah, I'm not really sure what else. What about Aicha? Does that have a death in the synopsis? Because I'm really interested to read this one. So this one could work because she witnesses the death of her people. So there is death in the synopsis. So that's 2 we can choose from. What else did I pick down here? I mean, Ghostly might have a death in the synopsis. No, there's no death in the synopsis of that one. So maybe let's just choose from these 2. Actually, I do also have Hungerstone on here, so that might have a death in it. So Hungerstone by Kat Dunn, which is a Carmilla retelling, which again, I'm really interested to read this one. But again, it doesn't look like there's any death in the synopsis. So the only other one I can think of is a Taylor Jenkins Reid one. I think it's Forever Interrupted. So yeah, this is about a woman whose husband gets killed and she ends up meeting her in-laws in the hospital. So this again is on my 26 books to read in 2026. But I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm feeling this at the moment. So let's have a look at these 3. Oh wait, there is also You've Reached Sam as well. I think this must have a death in the description as well. Yeah, so this again has a death in the description. So I can probably actually find a lot more that have death in the synopsis, but let's just pick from these 4. And I think actually I'm just going to go with Aicha, as this one is one that I'm really excited to read and would like to read it very soon, and was a recent BookBox subscription book. So let's go for Aicha. So let's pick book number 4. So again, taking from the top, it's this one here. And this is the 7 of Suns. So that's the 7 of Pentacles. So what have we got for the 7 of Pentacles? So it is read a book that will help progress one of your reading goals. So actually that means that I can read any of these books off this trolley because they're all part of my reading goals. So let's maybe just pick one that I am super excited to read. So I think actually I'm going to do The Gravewood by Kelly Andrew, as this is probably the book I'm most excited to read on my TBR right now. So let's go for this one. So next is book number 5, so only 2 more picks to go. So it's this one here. And this is the Ace of Stars. So was Stars Cups? No, Stars of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is read a thought-provoking book. That one feels quite tricky. Actually feels really tricky. What's going to be thought-provoking on this TBR? Oh, maybe Han Kang. This one might be thought-provoking. I mean, they're probably all thought-provoking, right? Because I'm going to have thoughts when I read them. I guess this one really falls into that category. The Phone Box at the Edge of the World. So there's those 2. Maybe Wild Dark Shore because it's meant to be environmental, I think. I don't think I like this prompt. So there's a reason why these are on my Self-Destructing Books TBR, because I'm just not drawn to reading them. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to read The Phone Box at the Edge of the World right now. So this one seems to be a story of memories passed from mother to daughter in a painstakingly assembled archive documenting a terrible massacre on the island 70 years before. So actually this one probably does really fit that prompt as a thought-provoking book. So I think let's maybe go for this one. So Han Kang, We Do Not Part. And then let's pick the final prompt. So I'll put that one back in the deck again, and I will do a good shuffle for the final book. And it's the top one, and it's this one here. And this is 5 of Sons, so 5 of Pentacles. So let's have a look. 5 of Pentacles is read a book with mixed reviews. So actually, I think I know exactly which one I'm going to read for this. So I think this is going to be Cursebound by Sarah Alarifi. So I have heard mixed reviews of this. Some people have really hated it, while some people have really recommended it. So I think that one does fulfill this prompt. So I think we're going to go with Cursebound for Sarah Alarifi. I don't think there's any others that I can think of that have had mixed reviews. No, so let's go with this one. So that's the 6 books for the Tarot Readathon, and I'm actually quite sad that we've now done all of the prompts. But yeah, I've got quite an interesting TBR from it. So here is the TBR. So I'll just go quickly back through it. So we have We Do Not Part by Han Kang. I have Cursebound by Sarah Alarifi. I've got The Gravewood by Kelly Andrew. I'm so excited about this one. I've also got Aicha by Soraya Bouazzaoui. And I have Book of Lives by Margaret Atwood. And then The Witch and the Wolf by Lindsey Kelk. So actually, I'm really happy about that. So yeah, I think I'm going to have a really enjoyable reading month. But I will just add one bonus book in here because it is a early release of a book that is out in July, and I have to read it in June so that I can post my review for when it goes live. And this is Slay by Jasmine Elmer. So this is a non-fiction about ancient legends of female slayers and the hidden mythology of dragons. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm really grateful to have been picked to receive this early release copy to give a review. So yeah, I will also be adding that into my TBR. So that is my TBR for June and the Tarot Readathon. And as I said, I'm really excited about this month's TBR. So do leave me a comment below and let me know what you're planning to read in June. And also, if you are going to be taking part in the Tarot Readathon, please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. It does really help. And also consider subscribing to my channel for more of my content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.